Intrapulmonary, or alveolar, or airway pressure is the pressure of air inside the alveoli. When the glottis is open, and no air is flowing into or out of the lungs, the pressure in all parts of the respiratory tree, right up to the alveoli, is equal to the atmospheric pressure. The alveolar pressure at this point is 0 mm Hg, with respect to atmosphere. Changes in intrapulmonary pressure, during a tidal respiration. During inspiration, the pressure in the airways and alveoli decreases to -1 mm of mercury. This slightly negative pressure causes 500 milliliters of air to move into the airways and alveoli in the 2 seconds required for a quiet, tidal inspiration. As the lungs inflate, the alveolar, or airway pressure increases, and reaches 0 mm of mercury, or equal to the atmospheric pressure at the end of inspiration. At the end of inspiration, the lung recoil pulls the chest back into the expiratory position. This causes the airway pressure to increase to +1 mm of mercury. This slightly positive pressure causes the 500 milliliters of air to flow out of the lungs during the 2 to 3 seconds of expiration. As the air moves out of the lungs, the pressure in the alveoli and airways decreases to 0 mm of mercury, equalizing with the atmospheric pressure at the end of expiration. Changes in pleural pressure during a tidal respiration. At the beginning of inspiration, the pleural pressure is -2.5 mm of mercury, with respect to atmosphere. As the diaphragm moves downwards during inspiration, the volume of pleural space increases, pressure decreases, and becomes more negative with respect to atmosphere. At the end of inspiration, the pleural pressure is -6 mm of mercury. During expiration, the diaphragm moves upwards, decreasing the volume of the pleural space and increasing the pressure. At the end of expiration, the pressure in the pleural space is -2.5 mm of mercury. Transpulmonary, or transmural, or distending pressure. Transpulmonary pressure is the difference between the intrapulmonary pressure and intrapleural pressure. It is the pressure difference between that in the alveoli and that on the outer surface of the lungs. The transpulmonary pressure at the start of inspiration is +2 mm of mercury, and at the end of quiet inspiration, this pressure becomes +6 mm of mercury.